Welcome to Hestia's Muse, where we tend to the sacred fires of the heart, exploring spiritual principles woven into the fabric of astrology, tarot, and the wheel of the year. Have you ever found comfort in the cycles of the moon, or sought guidance in the symbolism of tarot cards? I'm Liliana Blackstar, and I will be your guide in this journey of self-discovery. Join me in this space where the study of astrology becomes an act of self-care and a pathway to self-actualization. Hello, and thank you for joining me. This is Liliana Blackstar of Hestia's Muse, and I'm back to talk about another tarot card and its relation to astrology. If you want to help support my work and support the podcast, then come check out my website, www.hestiasmuse.net, where you can order an astrology reading or a tarot card reading, or come check out my Patreon, www.patreon.com/hestiasmuse, where you can see articles that I write about astrology, astrology updates, a written version of these tarot and astrology podcasts, and just help support me on a little monthly basis by supporting the podcast with the Patreon. All right, so today we are going to talk about the Two of Cups. This is part of the series where I've been covering how the minor arcana cards are associated with astrology. So each of the tarot cards are in some way associated with a sign, a decan, a season, or a planet. The Two of Cups is associated with the first decan of Cancer. That's the first 10 degrees of Cancer from 0 degrees through the 9th degrees. So each sign is ruled by a planet, and then each decan is also sub-ruled by a planet. You can think of this as a sub-ruler or like a shift manager. The entire sign of Cancer is ruled by the moon, and the first 10 degrees of Cancer are sub-ruled by Venus. So you can think of this section of the zodiac wheel as being lunar because Cancer is ruled by the moon, and as Venusian because these 10 degrees are sub-ruled by Venus. So Cancer is the cardinal water sign ruled by the moon. The sign of Cancer relates to a vulnerable and tender internal and emotional part of ourselves. It is a part of ourselves which needs to be protected and nurtured and comforted. So Cancer relates to our home life, our private life, and the place where we let down our guard and find our safety, our security, and a place where we can just be ourselves. It is the state that you are in when you are relaxed and feel secure and safe and nurtured, when you've had a good meal and you're comfortable under a warm blanket. That's kind of the Cancer vibe. And within that space, when we experience basic safety and having our basic safety and comfort needs met, we can then begin to develop our intuition, our empathy, and our emotional awareness. Our emotional life is a deep and complicated place, and the ways that we learn to respond to and manage our emotions in our very early life is, directly related to our early childhood and our home life. So this is where we first learn to really respond to our emotions. Some of us learn healthy ways to respond to our emotions, and some of us do not. When we have a safe and nurturing environment that allows us vulnerability and authentic emotional expression to be explored, then we can have a really healthy relationship with this part of ourselves. So I just want to pause to acknowledge that while Cancer is associated with the home and comfort, safety, and nourishing, I know that not every literal home and family is a safe and comfortable environment. So this could relate to any place where you are safe and comfortable, even if that is not literally your home or your biological family, right? So sometimes we have to find other places or places within ourselves or within our mind that are home or comfortable and safe, right? So during Cancer season, we can check in with our emotional development, not to judge ourselves, but to simply know where we are in our emotional development and in our emotional security. And then we can decide what we need next. What in life is nurturing you? What in life is providing you with comfort and safety? If there is not much comfort and safety, how can I get more? Who can I ask for help? Do I have trusted people that I can be vulnerable with and share my emotions with, etc.? So, Cancer is the archetype that asks us, how are we providing care and comfort to ourselves and to others? How we are nurturing our own inner child, and how we are nurturing the people around us. We can break down the nature of Cancer energy by understanding that it is a water sign. So the water signs are emotional, intuitive, sensitive, nurturing, compassionate, and imaginative. In the tarot, the water sign is represented by the suit of cups. So anytime we see a card from the suit of cups, we go, oh, this is related to a water sign and the element of water. So feelings, nurturing, compassion, imagination, empathy, intuition, and even psychic abilities are related to the element of water. But then we also have to keep in mind that Cancer is a cardinal sign. The cardinal signs are ambitious, motivated. They relate to leadership and initiations or the beginning of something, building something, starting something. The cardinal signs are pioneering and innovative. The other cardinal signs are Capricorn, Aries, and Libra. And so we have to remember that there are cardinal qualities when we talk about Cancer too. Cancer is the sign that is a water sign, but it is a leadership type of water. It's the matriarchal leader that teaches you how to use your emotions in the best possible way to build something enduring, or it teaches you how to use your emotions to nurture and comfort people in a new way or build something that is regenerative on an emotional level. So in the tarot, the cardinal cards are the 2, 3, and 4 of their respective suit. So the beginning of a suit, when things are just getting started in the story of the suit, we have the 2, 3, and 4. And then we go, okay, so cardinal water is going to be the 2, 3, and 4 of cups. And that's how we get Cancer is related to the 2, 3, and 4 of cups in astrology. And then overall, keeping in mind that Cancer is ruled by the moon. And so the moon relates to anything that is very intuitive, instinctual, cyclical, mysterious, subconscious, emotional, reflective, and deeply, deeply personal. So the first thing that we can go when we're looking at the 2 of cups, we go, all right, it's a water sign, it's cardinal, and it's lunar. But also then we want to look at, with the cups, The 2, 3, and 4 are the beginning, middle, and end of Cancer season. So in this very beginning of Cancer, these first 10 degrees of Cancer, we have the 2 of Cups. And those first 10 degrees of Cancer are ruled by the planet Venus. So we're bringing this Venus energy right off the bat when we start to encounter Cancer energy. It's lunar, but there's a heavy Venus influence right in the beginning of Cancer. So in astrology, Venus represents the planet of love and beauty and harmony. It is named after the Roman goddess of love, Venus, also known as Aphrodite. Venus influences how we express affection, form relationships, and appreciate aesthetics. It governs our desires for connection, pleasure, and emotional fulfillment. And Venus influences both romantic and social aspects of our lives. So often people will associate Venus with romance and romantic connections, but any type of connection, even if it's not romantic, can be related to Venus because it's about how we socialize, who we enjoy socializing with, the type of people we enjoy encountering. And like we're gonna give our time and attention and compassion and respect to a certain type of person. The type of person that we're attracted to or drawn to doesn't have to just be about sexual and romantic attraction. So Venus also plays a crucial role in our aesthetic preferences. So our appreciation for art, beauty, and the finer things in life is influenced by Venus. So the placement of Venus in the astrological chart can offer insights into our personal values and what we find attractive and what we crave. So just pausing for a moment here to recognize that Venus is about pleasure. And we experience pleasure in many different ways. And I like to remember that Venus is highly connected to the 5 senses. So, touch, sight, smell, hearing, and taste. All of these things are very Venusian experiences. So through our senses, we develop a sense of taste of what we like and what we dislike. And then taking that even farther, like Venus is about what we're attracted to and what we crave because we want more of the things that bring us pleasure. So when we're looking at Venus in our birth chart and in transit, we have to understand that this planet is influencing like what things make us feel good, not just emotionally and romantically, but physically also. We like the way something tastes. We like the way that something feels. We like certain kind of music. We like a certain type of art because in some way these things bring us pleasure. And each individual has a very variety of different things that bring us pleasure aesthetically, things, textures that we like to feel or dislike, flavors that we like to taste or dislike. And this kind of helps us develop our sense of what we want to have more of in our life, what we're attracted to, what we're drawn to, and what we crave, and then what we're going to like try to attract more of into our life. So Venus is very much a planet to study if you want to manifest things into your life more, if you want to work on manifestation. You have to be in touch with like what do you like and what do you crave? Because your cravings are like the thing that attracts something to you, and you're going to make yourself more appealing to like attract a certain type of person because you're attracted to that certain type of person, right? You're going to work hard to save money and spend money on things that you like to experience, and you're going to go out of your way to like get the food from the buffet that you like, but you're not going to go out of your way to fill your plate with things on the buffet that you don't like. So this is all very Venusian, and I think it's important to remember kind of the physical craving and desire aspect behind Venus. It's not only related to romance and love, but our pleasure and our sense of pleasure is very much related to what we like and dislike and what makes us feel good. Um, and therefore, who we're attracted to and what kind of relationship we're going to have. We want to have a relationship that helps bring us more pleasure. We want to be around someone that we think they look good, they smell good, they help us feel comfortable, they help us get more of the experiences of art and music that we like. Like, it's fun to go out on a date with someone that has the same food tastes and musical tastes as you. It's also fun to try new things and experience things that we don't know as a part of a romantic date. But the long-term relationships are going to last when we're paired with someone who is sharing our values and sharing like the things that we both find and to be pleasurable, right? So when we look at the Two of Cups card, we're going to keep in mind that this is a card of the sign of Cancer. So it's water and it's cardinal and it's ruled by the moon, but it's also a card of Venus. So the Two of Cups symbolizes harmony, partnership, and mutual respect, often indicating a formation of a significant bond between two people. This card can typically represent romantic relationships, but it can also apply to our close friendships, business partnerships, or any other meaningful connection. The imagery of two individuals like exchanging cups reflects the theme of balance, emotional connection, and shared values. It's like two people facing each other, each one is holding a cup. They're offering something that they value to the other person. Like, I really like this wine. Do you want to taste? Sure, I really like this one. Do you want to taste it? And there's some kind of balancing and sharing going on between the two of them. It looks very tender and very genuine. So the lesson of the Two of Cups emphasizes the importance of open communication, empathy, and cooperation in the process of building and maintaining healthy relationships. This card is encouraging us to foster lovely connections based on mutual trust and understanding. And it highlights that strong supportive partnerships are going to enhance our growth, our happiness, and our comfort, as well as our pleasure. So some of the key words for the Two of Cups are harmony, partnership, mutual respect, union, balance, love, connection, cooperation, shared values, emotional bond, reconciliation, trust, commitment, compatibility, and attraction. I think it's easy to find the correlation of both Venus and Cancer represented in this card. Cancer, as an archetype, seeks to promote feelings of harmony, safety, and a nurturing environment. Venus as an archetype seeks to create positive and pleasant connections and relationships. While Venus's influence is not limited to romantic feelings, it is certainly a driving force behind our romantic desires, and it relates to our relationship style and our sense of romantic idealism. In the imagery of the Two of Cups, we can clearly see a tender moment between two individuals. Knowing that this is a card of Venus and a card of Cancer, we can assume that this is more than just a casual sexual hookup or a one-night stand. There is comfort here, there is mutual respect, and an emotional bond is forming between these two people. There may be times that this card or the presence of Cancer and Venus energy is active, but it won't always mean that necessarily a romantic partnership is blooming. In the Wheel of the Year, the first decan of Cancer season is the first 10 days after the summer solstice, and we are integrating the lessons of spring and the challenge of the 10 of Swords and the Litha challenge that came at the end of Gemini season. Been through something very profound, and there was some kind of ending with the end of Gemini season. And so there's a recognition in Cancer season of the importance of empathy. And empathy is not necessary if we are isolated and alone. Empathy is the ability to read and understand the feelings of other people. So the importance of empathy applies to connecting with other people, understanding what other people are feeling. And this goes far beyond just our romantic relationships and into all of our connections with others. So beyond the limerence of these early days of romance, any type of relationship that's going to last will need to be built on solid foundations of trust, compassion, empathy, commitment, shared values, and mutual respect. All of our relationships need these things. So, there can be the relationships that have romance and sexual attraction and the relationships that don't have any of that, but they all need this, trust and compassion, empathy, commitment, shared values, and mutual respect to be going on. So when Venus combines with the archetype of Cancer, we can look at all of our relationships and evaluate their level of compassion, safety, trust, empathy, and mutual care. If any type of relationship is lacking those things, then this might be a message to either intentionally bring some of that energy back into that relationship or to let that relationship end and walk away from it. A strong visual element of the Two of Cups in a traditional Rider-Waite-Smith style of deck is that not only are these two individuals facing each other holding cups, but above them is this symbol, and it's a lion's head with wings and a caduceus. The caduceus itself is a powerful symbol of healing and harmony, and it represents how the opposing energies of two opposite forces can be integrated together with balance. So the experiences, ideas, and feelings of each individual in a relationship are equally important, and working together, they can create something extremely healing for both parties to share. This caduceus, the bottom of it starts between the two cups and it moves upward. And there's just this sense that both people are equally putting something valuable into this relationship that is creating something very healing. So above the caduceus is a symbolic head of a lion with wings. And this imagery strongly suggests that each individual is involved by their own choice and acting under their own willpower and personal strength. that would be the lion. And their commitment and connection elevates them to new levels of personal freedom represented by the wings. So they're here of their own free will and contributing their own personal strength and their choice. Like they're choosing to be part of this relationship of their own free will. And then that choice and the combination of energies is allowing them each to kind of soar into higher realms of feeling, higher realms of intuition, or even find like spiritual elevation. So these relationships are the type that heal us and uplift us. They're not forced upon us, and they don't take away any of our personal power, but they enhance our personal power and strength. Each individual in this relationship is more empowered, more healed, more balanced, and has more freedom than before they entered into this relationship. So Venus teaches us about listening to our desires and following our heart, chasing after that which brings us pleasure, but never at the cost of our own freedom, comfort, and power. Like Aphrodite would never, right? So, and then Cancer teaches us about empathy, harmony, and connection, but not to the point of sacrificing our own safety and well-being to chase after some temporary satisfaction. So Cancer is a cardinal sign, so it's protective and it's interested in building lasting foundations for the future. While sometimes we make compromises and sacrifices in order to protect or heal our loved ones, Venus, as the sub-ruler of the first decan of Cancer, reminds us that self-love must also be present so that we don't give away so much of ourselves, that we allow ourselves to be harmed or treated poorly. In a partnership that is truly balanced and equal, we are free to ask if our own needs and desires are being met in equal measure to the needs and desires of the other person. So when we have this card, or when we experience Venus in Cancer energy, or the combination of Cancer themes and Venus themes, these are the things that we need to be asking ourselves. Like, can I enjoy the beauty of this budding relationship? Do I currently feel tenderness, empathy, and harmony in any of my relationships? Which of my relationships are uplifting me to higher levels of spiritual and emotional well-being? And if they're not, how can I try to make that part of the relationship, right? And how can I prioritize the relationships that are uplifting me in that way? Is my romantic relationship currently in a state of balance and harmony with mutual respect? Like, look at this card and ask yourself, is this what my romantic relationship really looks like? And if you don't have a romantic relationship at this time, then think just about like the Venus side, the self-love side, and also about how you can find this type of healing and this uplifting empowerment in your friendships and in your other relationships too. It doesn't have to be romantic. But if it is a romantic relationship, I really think it should have this Two of Cups energy, right? If it doesn't have Two of Cups, I don't want it. And then you can ask yourself, which of your relationships can use more balance, more harmony, or more compassion and empathy? If your relationships, romantic or not, are lacking this Two of Cups vibe, then how can I bring more of that in? And if it's not possible to bring that in, then do I really need this relationship, or can I walk away from it and give myself the self-love that I deserve to have relationships that give me this kind of compassion, harmony, balance, and respect? The beginning of Cancer season is not the only time that we experience the lessons of the Two of Cups. Venus in Cancer is not the only time we experience the lessons of this card. So there are other times that this might be relevant. Obviously, anytime that we're just experiencing the beauty of new relationships and limerence and getting to know someone new, this is a thing that we're going to feel. It can be sustained longer than just the honeymoon phase, but it is really common to feel this way in the beginning of a relationship. So this card can also be relevant just any time that we need to evaluate any relationship or partnership. We want to look at this as like, this is one of those things that we should look for in all kinds of relationships. Is there mutual respect? Is there balance? Is there harmony? Is there compassion and empathy? Is there something here that I am feeling empowered and I'm here by choice, and it's also uplifting me to newer levels of freedom, and like the relationship in some way is doing that for the other person as well. So these are things to consider anytime that we draw this card in tarot reading, regardless of what the astrology is. And then we can use this card as a focal point or a meditation point anytime that any planet moves through the first 10 degrees of Cancer in transit. And if you have any planets in your birth chart in the first 10 degrees of Cancer, then this tarot card might be an important one for you to meditate on and study throughout your entire life. And we also want to take a look at this card anytime that Venus is in the sign of Cancer at any degree, even if it's not in those first 10 degrees, anytime that Venus is in Cancer. And also, if you have Venus in Cancer in your birth chart at any degree, this card might have lifelong lessons for you, or you might get some more additional personal meaning from studying this card. At the time that I'm releasing this recording, we do currently have Venus in the sign of Cancer. Venus will be in Cancer in 2024 from June 17th through July 11th. So this is a powerful card for us all to get in touch with and think about and meditate on from now until July 11th of 2024. All right. That's all I have for you this week. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. As I said at the beginning, you can get in touch with me anytime from my website, www.hestiasmuse.net, or you can find me on Patreon, www.patreon.com/hestiasmuse, and search for Hestia's Muse on social media. I am on Facebook and I'm on Instagram, and I'm also on TikTok and Threads under my name, Liliana Blackstar. So I hope to see you in all of the places and connect with you more. Reach out if you're interested in an astrology reading one-on-one, and have a great summer.